Step into the live. Ladies and gentlemen, step into the live. Come on into the live. Respect to RS Self-Defense and Tactical there. Thank you for letting me enjoy your family. I'm going to get on here, do my part to raise awareness about self-defense, things of that nature. Respect to all my brothers and sisters. Yes, sir, freedom fighter, all the time. So I'm talking a little bit about self-defense, from my perspective and my experience. And thank you again, RS and Self-Defense and Tactical. If y'all want to know more, you go over there. They're talking about report writing for those that's in the field that understand that's a part of the profession, understanding the importance of understanding how to do a report to make sure that you're legit, have your proper preparation so you won't have no poor performances. Now I'm gonna get back to what I was talking about. So my part of this is actually helping as an instructor, showing how to actually defend yourself against attack. So from my experience, I've talked about the center line, the vital points of the center line. So when I'm in the class, what I actually do, I'm going to show you this paper here. So when I'm in the class, I actually talk about these points. Now, you hear this, it says the eyes here. You have the neck, which they mean the throat. This is actually, I speak about the groins. It's 4 or 5 attacks on here. Now, put that back. Because this is beginners and I walk you along on your journey to you being in either personal protection or executive protection or security, or you want self-defense for your family, you need to understand the body mechanics and angles and things of that nature. So we broke these things down into small numbers. But at the same time, when you come to the class, I teach you how to apply those numbers in an application for self-defense. That's what I do. So what I mean by that is instead of having all these complex moves and all these things that you haven't learned yet, and I'll keep it real simple. I'm a KISS kind of guy. Keep it simple, stupid. Real KISS kind of guy. So what I do is I just talk about the nose. So if I teach you how to hit the nose, strike at the nose, then that's going to automatically blind the eyes. So you ain't going to be able to see. Let's just keep that. It's real simple. Straight in attack to the nose. And if you hit the nose upwards with a palm hand, you can hurt somebody very well, very bad. Not teaching people how to kill nobody or none of those type of things, but they will be hurt very bad. That's going to close the eyes, your natural movements and instincts of your body. Unless you trained yourself to be something else. But still, these are vital points. So you hit the nose, that closes the eyes. Normally swells the eyes, break the nose. You know what I mean? You hit the throat, the person can't breathe. So if you hit the throat, that's simple. You know what I mean? You hit the groins, the person can't stand, boom, goes down. You know what I mean? If he's a male. If it's a female, it still hurts the female the way we teach it to hit her as well. You know what I mean? With these points. Now in the diaphragm here, of how the body is, you see the person has their hands straight out. We talked about the 1, 2, 3 attack of the wrist, the elbow, and the shoulders. These things you can see. They're all connected. So I can parry the wrist. Parry the wrist, get it out of the way. But at the same time, I can parry it, trap it, and break it. 1, 2, 3. Simple. Depending on what you want to do. Sometimes depends on how the person is approaching you. All these different things, these angles. That's why we break these things down more in the class. You have to come to the class. Because everybody gets on here and has an opinion about who, what, where, and how, and all these things. But come to the class. Come to the class as a professional, humble, and we can break those things down into body mechanics and strategy and tactics. That's what RS does. You know what I mean? So don't use this time to break down things, you know what I mean, and ask me things about certain things. Come to the class. You know what I mean? Come out to the class. I'm I'm wherever I need to be, but right now I'm in Las Vegas. You can look us up. We'll come wherever you're at, whether you got a school, whether you don't have a school, and we exchange some ideas respectfully. Calling nobody out, none of those type of things. I've lived that life already. I've already done that, been there, done that. I don't need to prove anything to nobody. You know what I mean? I've been 35 years in the business of protection. Serious reality. If I was asked a question about what just happened to the president and all that, I'm not going to get into that because there's a bunch of people and a bunch of other experts that's breaking that things down. But I will say this. Fight or flight in real life is different from somebody talking about what if, this and that. If you haven't really experienced nothing in real life, then you don't know what you would really do in a real situation. Let's just really call a spade, So what I'm teaching is the things I've actually applied to save my life. Shaolin Kung Fu is what has saved my life. San Soo Kung Fu has what has saved my life. Boxing, what has saved my life. Traditional boxing, Chinese boxing, that's what saved my life. Those things combined together is what saved my life, is why I'm here talking to you here, trying to get some teaching to the kids, the adults, other professionals, have conversations of that nature, share some ideas for protection, not to hurt nobody, none of those type of things. That's not what I'm into, I've always been a protector. So let's just clarify that part. So because everybody look at my size, I don't speak much, so people just be utilizing and abusing the whole demonstration and conversation of the man. So you get it from my mouth. I've always been a protector. Never been no bully, don't like bullies, none of those type of things. So if you want to get on here and have that conversation, because some people did that last time I was on here, come to the class, or I'll come to your class, or I'll come to wherever you at. You sign a waiver, and then we'll go through these things. You know what I mean? Respectfully. That's all I'm saying. Because anything I teach, I've actually used. So I'm not teaching you to punch and never punch or either parry a punch or got out of the way of a punch. I'm teaching you everything I've used. I've been a bouncer in the clubs. I've done everything from the soil of protection all the way to the private sector of protection. You got the Secret Service, and then when they're finished with their term of a public figure, you go down to the private sector. I've done it all. Protecting the streets, community outreach, progress, all that. I've done all those things as far as protection. So I'm telling you from real experience. Fight or flight mode is different. You know what I mean? And if you don't practice these drills, you're not going to have real skills. So that's what we teach. You have to practice these drills to have real skills in the field to execute what we're talking about. You know what I mean? I can get on here all day and talk, but when you're in that class, I'm not doing much talking. We're demonstrating, you know what I mean? We're sharing ideas respectfully. So that's what other professionals do. If they're not doing that, then, I don't know what they're teaching and what they're really doing. You might want to try to go somewhere else and make sure you're humble, because, it's not your rank that saves you in a real fight. It's your skills. So you take these drills and you get these skills and you have muscle memory, and then you execute these things in real time in real life. That's how it actually goes. It doesn't go with all this fancy moves and all this stuff. That's fine too, but you got to understand your place of what you're doing and how you're doing it and what are you doing it for and what is your purpose. You know what I mean? So that's how this actually works. And that's what I was supposed to do for RS and self-defense and tacticals. The ladies and gentlemen over there at that company, go over there, check them out. I'm going to put the link behind at the bottom, how to get at them and, check them out. They're great people. They blessed me to be a part of their organization. And we over there changing ideas and changing people's lives and saving people's lives. That's what we do. Once again, respect. See, Taigon, I'm doing my work, see, Taigon.